Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back. My name is Chris Abbott, and in this video, we're gonna be talking about what should churches post on Facebook coming up. Hey, what's up guys? I'm Chris Abbott, and if we're meeting for the first time, this channel is all about insanely practical tips on how to use social media and technology to reach more people for Jesus. Now, this is part 2 of a series on what to post on Facebook. So if you haven't seen part 1 yet, don't worry, don't freak out. These are in no particular order. You can always watch this video and then you can go back and watch part 1. And be sure to subscribe to the channel so you get notified when we release part 3. All right, so first up, one of the things that you can post on Facebook is going to be a story about someone who took a next step. Now, whatever that next step might be for your church, it might be giving for the first time, it might be committing to the tithe, it might be joining a small group, it might be going through Growth Track and actually joining the church, right? So whatever that is, find someone who took a next step and just share a story of that person. You can do it on video, or you can just show a picture of them and then share their story, right? So a great framework for this, if you're interviewing somebody on video and finding out, is basically like, hey, what was life like before they started doing this? What happened to make them decide to take that next step, right? What happened when they did take that next step? And then finally, what would they say to anyone who is thinking about taking that next step? So for example, maybe you're talking about somebody who joined a group, right? And they might just say, oh, hey, you know, for a long time, I'd kind of been going to the church. I just hadn't really found and kind of gotten connected with people. And I've been thinking about joining a group for a long time, but I was just kind of nervous because I didn't really know anybody and I'm kind of an introvert. But, you know, man, then finally one Sunday, Pastor John talked about joining a group and how it changed his life. And I just said, okay, I'm going to do it. So man, I went up, I found a group, I showed up for the very first time. And I'm telling you, over the last 6 months, these people have become some of my best friends in the entire world. In fact, when my dad passed away, they were the ones who came up to the hospital, right? And they were the ones who gathered around us. And so, man, I just want to tell you, if you are praying about or have even thought about joining a group right now, but you're scared like I was, man, I just want to encourage you, take the next step, overcome your fear, sign up for a group. Man, it could change your life. Right? Something simple like that is just that 4-part framework is really going to help people. And so it's going to tell a story of somebody who took a next step, and then you're going to encourage people to take that exact same step themselves. Next up, scripture cards. I think a lot of churches have done this before as well. And this is pretty simple. Basically, you just want to take some of your favorite scriptures and actually put them on scripture cards and post them. These are going to get a lot of likes, comments, and shares. And the way that Facebook works is they basically assign a point value to every single one of those 3 pieces of engagement. So a like is good, a comment is better, and shares are like the holy grail of engagement on Facebook. It's always good to have some popular scriptures that you can put on a scripture card, post them on Facebook. It's going to get a lot of engagement and it's going to help a lot of your reach because people are going to share those like crazy. All right, next up, ask a question. Now, you want to kind of experiment here, and you can give your followers a chance to kind of join the social media conversation. Again, social media is meant to be social. It should be a conversation, not just a post or a one-way monologue. So ask them, and you can start with something lighthearted like, man, what's your favorite pizza topping? Or what are you doing this week? Or what's your favorite song right now, right? Something easy like that. Or sometimes you can even try something a little bit deeper like, man, what's God doing in your life right now? Or what are you learning from the current sermon series? Right? So anything like this, asking a question and getting engagement. Just know the more lighthearted, the lower the barrier of entry and the more comments you're going to get. The deeper the questions are, the less engagement you'll have. Still important to have those sometimes and have conversations with people. And the more comments you get, the more it's going to get more people to comment. But just know, the more lighthearted, the more comments and engagement you're going to end up getting. So for example, let me ask you guys a question. I want to know, what types of posts have you used that have gotten the most engagement out of everything you've done? Right? Do you have any posts that have kind of gone like viral in your town or your city? Let me know in the comments below. Let me know what type of post was it, right? And what was it that made that post go viral? So for example, one of the biggest, most viral posts we've ever had at my church was simply a post talking about our trunk or treat that was coming up, right? It was nothing special. We literally just said, hey, we're having trunk or treat Thursday night at 6:30. Come on out, bring the kids, free candy, costume party. It's going to be a lot of fun. And for whatever reason, that went viral and thousands and thousands and thousands of people shared that. And what was supposed to be kind of an internal, smaller trunk or treat ended up having a line of over 3,000 people lining up to go through trunk or treat. We did not have enough candy and it was crazy, but it was viral. All right, next up, create a poll. So this one's kind of fun. You can do something where you can create a poll and ask a question about your current sermon series or something that's going on in the church. Or it could just be about like a sporting event. Like, hey, who's going to win this Saturday, Oklahoma or Texas? And everybody said, Boomer Sooner, baby. Another great thing to post is just a simple invite to your membership class. Right? So a lot of times people, especially if they're kind of hit or miss, right? The average church goer in the US goes to church 1.2 times, and that was before COVID, right? So a lot of times people just get disconnected, don't know what's going on. So a simple invite to your membership class is a great thing to post at least once a month. Just invite people, let people know the time and the date, and then talk about the things that's going to be relevant to them, right? What's going to happen when they come? Are you going to help them discover their purpose? Are they going to take a spiritual gifts test? Maybe they're going to take an Enneagram test. Maybe they get a chance to meet the pastor and get some, free cheesecake. Whatever it is, make sure to just share the benefits to them of coming to the membership class. Sharing your history is another great way to do this. So you can share the history of the church. If you're a church plant, maybe you can flash back to the day that you planted and what it was like on your very first service, or maybe you can talk about the very first event that your church did, or maybe you just want to go back a couple of years and highlight some of the things that your church has done and some of the cool impacts that it's had on the city. For example, my church several years ago ended up having an ice storm that shut down our entire church. And so we literally had people drive in from out of state bringing in chainsaws, and we just descended on the city, and all the people that had these huge trees fall on their houses and block their cars and stuff like that, we literally just went in and chopped up all of those trees and stacked them all up nice and neat and helped dig them out of the ice. And it was a really, really cool time for our church. The news picked it up, and it ended up going all over the city about how our church was just helping people get out of the storm, right? And so it'd be great to actually just kind of share the history and just say hey, man, remember 7 years ago when the ice storm came, right? Man, just shout out to Guts Church and everybody that helped our city, right? And just having pictures of that, or even a recap video of what that is. So share your history, celebrate it. Great way to remind people of the impact that you're making on Facebook. All right, so every church has amazing volunteers that are basically the lifeblood of their church, right? So it might be the parking lot ministry or the kids ministry or youth leaders or ushers or greeters. So one of the things that you can do is highlight a volunteer. Okay, so you can do this again with a video or a picture. Maybe you just want to post a picture of that volunteer and just say, hey, Jim has been faithfully serving in our kids ministry for the last 3 years. Kids love him so much, they actually call him Uncle Jimbo, and he's always making balloon animals for the kids and handing out candy to all of your students, and literally takes time to pray for them individually every single week. Man, shout out to Uncle Jimbo and the huge impact that he's having on the kids in our kids ministry. Something really simple like that is going to make Uncle Jimbo feel really, really good, but it's also going to put a spotlight on the kids ministry and remind all the parents of all the special things that are happening back there. And any potential visitors and young families who are thinking about visiting are going to see a post like that and think, man, how cool is that? That's the type of kids ministry that they have in their church, right? It's also going to make all the other volunteers feel needed and wanted and appreciated because you took the time out to spotlight one of them and say thanks. All right, recap an event. This is a really cool one, but basically just create a carousel or a recap video of a recent event that happened. So if you had a really cool women's event and tons of women showed up, right, just post some of those fun pictures of women smiling and laughing and having a good time and post those on Facebook. And carousel posts are really cool because instead of having a million different posts, you can literally just kind of click through all of them. All right, next up, create a contest. This is a great way to get a little bit of extra engagement on Facebook. One of my favorite ways to do this is literally just to encourage the people in your church to go take a picture or do a scavenger hunt or post something that might be related to your current sermon series or an outreach event that you guys have coming up or something like that, right? And then encourage them to post on social media with your church's hashtag or a certain hashtag that you set up just for that contest. And then randomly pick winners or pick the best ones and just give them really cool stuff. It could be gift cards to restaurants around town. You could fill up their gas tank. You could take them out to eat, right? You can give them church swag. It doesn't matter, right? But it's always going to be fun to just have a good old-fashioned social media contest, pick some winners, and then document you giving all the prizes out to all the winners. All right, so if you haven't had a chance, go check out part 1, and you're going to find a bunch more ideas on what to post on Facebook. And also make sure that you subscribe so you get notifications whenever part 3 comes out, along with some of the other fresh content and brand new videos that we have hitting every single day. We'll see you soon.